rock transforms into a trees. But if this is done under the name of the science, then we respond to that, of course, scientifically.
呢啲睇神話故事就聽得多啊，青蛙王子。但係如果咧用科學嘅名義嚟到提出呢啲咁嘅假設嘅話咧，咁我哋就要用科學嘅眼光嚟睇下佢啦。
Darwin's claim, Australopithecus is the ancestor of man. Australopithecus means southern ape. Two famous anatomists, Sir Zalia Zuckerman and Professor Charles Oxner, they are both Darwinists and world famous, were paid by the British government for 15 years to find out if Australopithecus is the ancestor of man, but they came up with the conclusion Australopithecus is just an ape, it does not have to do anything with the human beings.
所以咧，英國政府咧就係俾咗好多錢，投資咗好多咧，就係揾一啲專家嚟到研究嗰啲嘅馬騮嘅嗰啲猿猴咧，係咪咧就同人有關？但係咧證明咧就係咧，佢哋並唔係人嘅祖先嚟嘅。
So that kind of half-ape, half-man creatures never lived in the past in the history. Allah created apes as apes, Allah created humans as humans. There is nothing in between. Humans have soul, we can judge, we can think, we can speak, we can build cities, we can build civilizations, and we can take the electron microscope and do research on our own bodies. But apes are wild animals living in the forest, jumping from trees to trees.
所以咧，中間型係冇出現過嘅。我哋啲人咧又會思想，會做好多複雜嘅運動工作，但係咧猿猴咧只會係喺森林裏面跳躍。
In the history of life, there have been apes, and they continue to exist. There have been humans, and they still exist, but there were never men-like apes on Earth.
我哋喺地球上咧有啲猿猴，亦都有人類喺度生存，但係咧就從未曾有啲半人類、半猿猴嘅生物存在嘅。
What they do is, it's called reconstructions. But these are all fake. What they did over here is they took an orangutan and replaced its eyes with human eyes to make it look like half ape, half man.
你見到呢個咧就係造假㗎，就係咧叫做所謂叫做重造。點樣重造法咧？其實佢將一啲猿猴，然後即係塞咗隻人嘅眼落去，等佢你覺得咧佢又似猿猴又似人。
But they are all fake.
假嘢嚟嘅，但係。
What they do over here is called reconstruction. Reconstruction means rebuilding. And I explain what that means. This is the most famous evolutionist artist of the world. He goes to his lab and takes casts from living humans. And he starts to play around with this cast. And at the end, he generates something like this. Totally imaginary. Half ape, half human. He lived in the past and was able to pose for a photograph.
呢個咧就一個進化論嘅好出名嘅一個藝術家啊！佢首先咧就喺個實驗室度咧就揾個人嚟整咗個帽先，整個帽之後咧，然後將呢個帽咧就係透過想像咧，慢慢將佢咧點樣變形，變到佢咧就係半人半馬騮咁嘅樣啊！咁就話呢個咧就係中間型啦。
But this does not have any scientific value. It is not science. These are all fake, based on no scientific evidence, because you cannot estimate the soft tissues, the eyes, the ears, the lips, the nose, or body hair, based on the skeletal evidence, even though you have the whole skeleton.
所以呢啲冚唪唥都係不科學嘅。點解咁講咧？就係基於就一個嘅頭骨。我哋知道咧，我哋嗰啲軟嘅組織嘅唇啊、鼻啊、耳啊、口啊咁嘅話咧，係唔會存在嘅。咁所以咧，將嚿化石或者將嗰個嘅頭骨，於是咧就重做翻個人樣出嚟咧，其實係冇可能嘅。
It only reflects the imagination of the artist and does not have any scientific value.
呢個只會咧就反映嗰個嘅藝術家佢嗰個嘅創作能力，而呢個就絕不科學嘅。
And I'll give you an evidence from the literature. This skull piece was found by evolutionists. And they claimed this to belong to the ancestor of man. However, afterwards they apologized. They said it is only an ape. And based on the same skull, they did 3 very different drawings that you see over here, based on the same skull. This is from National Geographic, this is from Morris Wilson, and that is from Sunday Times. You see how different they are? Because you cannot estimate the soft tissues based on the skeletal evidence.
所以咧，我哋嚟睇一啲例子啊，就係咧右上邊上角嗰個嘅頭骨啦嚇，咁咧就據進化論者講就係呢啲咧就係我哋嘅祖先嘅人骨嚟嘅。咁啊，基於呢個咁嘅人骨咧，於是咧就唔同嘅雜誌、唔同嘅機構咧，於是咧就重做翻個原本個樣出嚟。你見到呢3個公仔咧，嗰個樣咧就係完全好大分別嘅。點解咧？因為靠想像做翻嚟嘅啫。呢個亦都證明咧係假嘅，即係只不過係一個猩猩嘅頭骨嚟嘅啫。
If you would give this skull to 100 different artists, you would get 100 different drawings, illustrations based on imagination, but this is not science. It does not have any scientific value.
所以咧，如果你將個頭骨交俾100個藝術家嚟到重做嘅話咧，你就會產生100個唔同嘅模樣出嚟。咁呢個咧只可以做藝術品，就唔可以科學。
And these are only done for propaganda purposes. That kind of creatures never lived in the past.
所以呢啲嘢只係當宣傳品，就嚟到咧宣傳進化論，而咧就係並不科學，亦都唔係歷史。
And I will give you another evidence what evolutionists can do. This is a single tooth which was found in Nebraska, in the United States, years ago. A single tooth. And they claim this tooth belongs to the ancestor of man.
我哋再俾啲例子大家睇下嚇，就係猶太人嘅幾咁呢個幻想豐富啊！呢就一隻牙，但咧就喺美國度就出土嘅。咁佢哋講乜咧？
And they give a name to this tooth. They always give Latin names to make it look like scientific. They called it Hesperipithecus helkukai, and they said Nebraska man. And this belongs to the ancestor of man. This tooth belongs to the ancestor of man.
咁佢咧就俾個名佢咧，就冚唪唥中意用啲拉丁文嘅名，令到咧你覺得咧就總之你又覺得好古怪，你又唔識嘅，咁於是咧就好似真一樣咁樣樣啦。
And based on the single tooth, they made these illustrations in the scientific magazines. His family, his wife, his children, the environment he lived in, based on a single tooth.
有一隻牙咧，於是佢哋就做出畫咗咧佢哋當時嘅生活嘅寫照啊，包括佢太太啦，佢啲仔女都喺度噶啦，就係基於一隻牙齒嘅。
And later on, they found the rest of the skeleton, and it turned out this tooth belongs to a wild pig, and they apologized, of course.
最後尾證明呢隻牙咧係一隻野豬嘅，咁佢有佢哋致歉落台啦。
Because there is no such thing.
因為冇咁嘅嘢。
And second, he also did a forgery. I'm not going to go into detail, but he was asked. This is a famous Darwinist, and he did forgery, like every Darwinist else. And he was asked, "Why did you do this?" And his explanation here is, he said, "I did this because everybody else does it."
呢個亦都係一個嘅達爾文嘅擁護者啊，佢嘅作假咧冇時間詳細同你講啦。但係咧，當人哋問佢點解你去作假，佢即係我唔知幾多人作假啦，所以我嚟作假。
But this is not science. This is not scientist. This is a pagan priest.
佢呢啲咧又唔係科學，呢個唔係科學家，呢個咧係多神教嘅教士。
So, science is anti-Darwinist. Science is anti-atheist. Science has defeated the evolutionist deceit that has been suggested to the masses for years. Therefore, science is one of the greatest pains for Darwinists. Science is for those who have faith in Allah. Science benefits sincere believers.
所以咧，我哋見得到咧就係科學咧係反呢個達爾文進化論嘅，科學咧就係反無神論嘅。科學咧就已經咧就係咧戰勝咗呢個嘅進化論，亦都咧就係令科學咧令到達爾文嘅支持者咧 係一個痛楚，同埋咧就係科學咧係支持嗰啲就係信神嘅。
And Pierre Paul Grass is #1 French evolutionist of the world. He is a former chief of French Academy of Sciences. Pierre Paul Grass said, although he's a Darwinist, chance becomes a sort of providence which under the cover of atheism is not named, but which is secretly worshipped. So basically he says, Darwinism worships chance as a creator.
就係呢一個係法國嘅以前嘅科學院嘅院長啊，咁佢咧就係一個